Thank you for visiting our channel. Please like, share and subscribe for more exciting food videos. This video introduces the topic and explains the key ideas in a clear and simple way. Step-by-step overview of how Turkish baklava is layered and baked. Prepare the syrup first. Mix sugar and water in a pot, add lemon juice and simmer until slightly thickened. Let it cool all the way. Cool syrup on hot pastry helps keep the layers crisp. Grease the pan. Brush the bottom and sides with melted clarified butter so nothing sticks. Start layering phyllo. Lay a sheet of phyllo in the pan, trim if needed, then brush it lightly with butter. Repeat with several sheets, one on top of another, each brushed with butter. Add nuts. Spread a thin, even layer of finely chopped nuts over the stacked sheets. Do not press too hard, just level them. Repeat layers. Add more sheets of phyllo with butter, then more nuts, until you reach the thickness you like. Finish with a thicker top layer that has several buttered sheets. Cut before baking. Use a sharp knife to cut the raw baklava into diamonds, squares, or long strips. Cutting later is harder and messier. Bake until golden. Bake at a moderate heat until the top is deep golden and crisp, with no raw patches. Pour cool syrup over hot baklava. Take the pan out of the oven and pour the cooled syrup slowly over the hot pastry. You should hear a gentle sizzle as it soaks in. The hot pastry absorbs the cool syrup from the cuts and edges, which helps the layers stay separate and flaky. If both are hot, the pastry can steam and turn soggy instead of crisp. Beginner-friendly tips for flaky, not soggy, baklava. Keep phyllo covered with a clean, slightly damp towel so the sheets do not dry and crack. Brush butter lightly but fully. Every sheet should get a thin coat, with no big puddles. Chop nuts finely, about the size of tiny pebbles, not dust. Powdered nuts can clump and lose texture. Do not rush the baking. Light color usually means soft, doughy layers. Wait for a richer golden shade. Let the baklava rest after adding syrup, at least several hours or overnight, so the syrup spreads and the texture settles. If your baklava turns out soggy, you may have used too much syrup, poured hot syrup on hot pastry, or not baked it long enough. If it feels too hard, it may be overbaked or too dry, or you may have used very little syrup. Next time, adjust the baking time or syrup amount a bit at a time. How to serve, store, and enjoy Turkish sweet baklava. Once your tray is baked and shiny with syrup, the fun part begins. Serving and storing it the right way keeps every bite as good as the first one. Best ways to cut, serve, and pair Turkish baklava. Most baklava is cut into small diamonds or squares, sometimes long thin rectangles. Since it is rich, 1 or 2 small pieces per person is usually enough, especially after a meal. Serve baklava at room temperature, which lets the butter, nuts, and syrup taste clear and strong. Many people serve it with Turkish black tea in small glasses, strong coffee such as Turkish coffee or espresso, and unsweetened black tea with lemon. The slight bitterness of tea or coffee helps balance the sweetness. On a dessert table, baklava fits well next to fresh fruit, sliced oranges, or a simple bowl of grapes. The fruit adds a clean, juicy contrast. How to store leftover baklava so it stays fresh and crisp. Baklava keeps better than many desserts, which is another reason people like it for gatherings. Here is how to store it. At room temperature, keep baklava in an airtight container. It usually stays fresh and crisp for about 3 to 5 days. In warm or very humid weather, you can refrigerate it after the first day. The layers may lose a bit of crispness, but the taste will still be good. For longer storage, freeze well-wrapped pieces in a container. Let them come to room temperature before serving. If you want to refresh the texture, warm pieces in a low oven for a few minutes, just until the top feels lightly crisp again. Do not microwave, since that can make the pastry chewy. Turkish sweet baklava is a simple idea turned into something special, thin layers of pastry, nuts, butter, and syrup that join into one rich bite. Its roots reach back to the Ottoman kitchens, yet it still feels fresh and welcoming on any modern table. With basic ingredients and some patience, you can make a tray at home that tastes close to what you find in a good Turkish bakery. Start with classic pistachio or walnut baklava, then play with shapes or nut mixes once you feel more confident. The real joy of baklava comes when you set a tray in the middle of the table and watch people reach for a small, shiny piece. Share it with tea, share it with stories, and let this beloved dessert turn a simple visit into a warm memory. This ends part 1 of the video. Stay tuned for part 2. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe.